it's Olivia. So today I'm going to be doing a dark vampy or tunnel look. Hope you enjoy it, so let's get into it. Okay, so I'm first going to start off with my Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser by Maybelline. I only put that much on my finger and then I just rub it in and then I put it on my nose. And then any excess I have I try and like buff it into the rest of my skin and upwards onto my forehead. I'm now going to be using the Nivea Sensitive Post Balm Shave. Don't laugh at me because I heard so many YouTubers and also like a lot of the Amazon reviews are saying to use this as a primer and you keep rubbing it in until it goes tacky, sticky, whatever the fuck you like to say. Keep rubbing that in, buffing it in until it goes tacky, and I really like the smell because it's really nice. I'm now going to tie up my hair because just so that it's out of the way and when I blend foundation down into my neck it's not going to go into my hair. I'm now going to be using the Sleek colour correcting palette and it has about 6 shades, so I'm going to go with the green to counteract my redness and just, but I'm only patting it on for a minute so that I can blend it out with my beauty blender, well my Real Techniques beauty blender in a few seconds. And then using my ring finger I take the orange to counteract any dark circles under my eyes. And I have washed my hands. And now that I look like a clown, I'm going to blend it in with my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. Now going to be using the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25-hour foundation. I just put a couple of pumps on my hand, on the back of my hand, and then I just buff it, start on my cheeks and I just buff it into my face. I'm now going to be using the Sleek Contour Kit in the colour Light because I'm very, very pale. I have these 2 flat brushes. I use one for the concealer, which is the lighter shades, and one for the darker shades. I'm going to be applying the 02 to the high points of my face, so down the bridge of my nose, just here on my chin because sometimes there is more redness than I would like to show, on my upper lip, in a triangle on my forehead, not that this really makes a difference but it makes me feel better, and under my eyes. Or I'll take 03 and do a line across the high point of my cheekbones just to add to some highlight when I get to that bit of the makeup. Now using my Real Techniques sponge that I used earlier for my foundation, I'm going to be taking the pointed side, I didn't say that earlier, but I'm going to take the pointed side and blend in all this concealer. Now I'm going to take the colour 06 because it's the darkest shade, so I'm going to be doing it just under, I follow the line of my ear and I could try and see where my cheekbone hollows would be, and I curve it up a little bit just to mimic the cheekbone effect. That one's not exactly the same as the other side, so I'm just gonna... Then I take a bit more, a bit on my jawline. And then I put a bit more on my brush and I do on the hairline just to balance out everything else on my face. So now just taking the flat side of my beauty blender, I'm going to blend that in. When I do the jawline, I try and blend it down a little bit just to mimic, again, a shadow. and then I do the same on this side as well. Then I do the hairline, again pushing that in and just blending it a little bit upwards. And then for the cheekbones it is a little bit harder to do, but I use the rounded side of the sponge and I go upwards. The only reason I went back in with the tip bit at the very edge is because I don't want it to just immediately stop at the side of my cheek. So this just gives it more of a fade. And then doing the same thing on my cheekbone on this side. Sometimes if I feel like the cream contour looks a bit muddy on the side, I'll take the bit with the foundation that I used for the foundation and I'll just try and clean it up a tiny bit and then blend it a bit more. Because I don't have an eyeshadow primer, I make the best of what I've got. So I use the Collection Lasting Perfection Ultimate Wear Concealer in the colour Fair, and I just put a dot because that's all it needs to cover my eyelids, and then I use again the tip bit of my beauty blender and I just spread that across my eyelids. And then once I do that, I quickly go in with my Rimmel Stay Matte Long Lasting Pressed Powder in the colour Silky Beige 005, so that also adds a bit of coverage to my eyelids. And I am going to use my Real Techniques buffing brush and I'm just going to set my eyelids really quickly. Then I take the rest of it and I just set any of the light areas that I may have highlighted with concealer rather than anywhere that I would have contoured with the dark colours. I'm going to be baking my under eyes with the Rimmel Match Perfection Silky Loose Face Powder in transparent, otherwise it looks really yellow if you use a banana colour. So I take the pressed powder puff that comes with the set, if you want to call it, and I push the loose, okay, that went everywhere. I push the loose powder under my eyes, that doesn't. Now I'm taking the rest of my loose powder just to set the cream contour so it doesn't fade off. And I also take a little bit and do it on the sides of my nose as I tend to get quite oily there. I'm now going to be doing my brows, so I use the Benefit Browsings in medium. There are two colours that come in the brow one that I've got. I use the lighter powder instead of the darker powder because that just fits my brows more. So what I do is I go along the bottom of my brow and try and like map out the shape of what I want my brows to be. Once I've filled them in, I then take my Laura Geller Gel Tamer with the clear side, and then since this is a gel, it just sets my brows in place. Take the buffing brush again, and then I buff off away any of the excess powder that I left on my face. I'm now going to be taking my Sleek Face Contour Kit in the shade Light, and I'm going to be taking the bronzer. For the contouring, I'm going to be using the contour brush by Real Techniques, and I just take a bit, tap it back into the product and just I'm going to take some more and just go across my jawline. And then again, using the buffing brush just to get rid of anything harsh, I just blend it out and down my neck. I'm going to be using this Sleek Makeup Highlighting Palette. I'm going to be taking the yellow of the palette because that I feel like it gives out more of a shine, and just put it on the tops of my cheekbones a little bit because I'm going to be going back in with the orange colour to warm up the look a bit more. And to highlight, I'm going to be using the pointed foundation brush by Real Techniques. I'm just going to add a bit more to this side, and I apply it to the tops here, and just a little bit I jerk upwards. Then I take the orange colour just to warm up a bit. I'm then going back in with the Sleek Face Contour Kit to contour my nose. So I'm taking this sharp angled brush that I have, putting a bit on my brush, and then contouring my nose. And then I have a similar clean brush. Use this to blend out the harsh lines because obviously I'm not going to be walking down the street like this. Now I'm just going to use the Sleek Highlighting Palette again to just highlight my nose. And then I don't use the buffing brush, I feel like it's too harsh, so I just blend out anything that looks like too much. Now for the eyes, I'm going to be using Revolution Fortune Favours the Brave palette. Okay, so using this fluffy brush that I have, I'm going to be putting the colour Buffer in my crease, and then I'm going to be using the colour Latte as well. I'm putting a bit on the brush and then just tapping off the excess, you saw that fly away. And I'm just going to work that into my crease a bit. And blending it up slightly. And the higher I go up towards my eyebrows, the lighter amount of pressure that I put. I'm going to be using Real Techniques base shadow brush to apply the colour Hope, and I'm just going to be doing that across my whole lid and stopping at the crease. Okay, now I'm going to be taking the colour Cashmere and again putting that all over my lid just to again darken up a bit. I'm going to be taking the colour Super Gold on my Deluxe Crease Brush by Real Techniques, and I'm just going to be adding that to my lid so it adds a bit of shine before I go in with my glitter. I'm now going to be taking this small precision brush that I have, and I'm going to be taking the colour Soft and going just a little bit underneath my lash line. I don't bring it all the way to my inner corner just because I feel like it adds too much, so I stop about 3/4 of the way into my eye. I'm going to be applying the glitter with my Real Techniques accent brush, but first I'm going to be spraying the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray onto it just so that it sticks more to my eyes. I'm going to be taking the Helen E Cosmetics loose glitter in the colour Gold Hologram, and I'm going to be putting it on the smaller bit of my lid. Ooh. Sorry if it looks strange, I had to add one of my daylight lamps because it got a bit too dark outside because I decided to film this late in the day. Now because I did my eyes after I did my face, obviously I have to buff away any of the glitter that fell onto my cheeks, which you can see quite clearly. So I'm just going to use my buffing brush and brush it away. I'm going to be curling my eyelashes really quickly and then adding a thin layer of mascara, and then I'm going to be applying false lashes. Just to hide the gap between my lashes and my lash line, I'm going to be adding 17's High Drama Intense Liquid Eyeliner. I'm not going to be doing a full wing, obviously because of the glitter, so I'm just going to be filling some black in for my tear duct and any sparse bits. I'm then going to be applying a small amount of mascara on my bottom lashes. And then for my lipstick, I'm going to be using this quite old lipstick in the colour Brown Diamond. And I'm also going to be taking this fine liner brush by my Real Techniques, and I'm just going to be mapping out where I want to put the lipstick, so I'm using it like a lip liner. So this is the finished look. I hope you like it. This is more of an evening glam look, especially for this time of year. So thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, I hope to see you in my next video. Okay, bye! Sorry. I'm gonna crease.
Define them.
I define them.
Please put that in. Please don't put that in.
I define them.
I define my brows.
Okay.
No.
Get out! Get out.
I'm gonna crease. She's gonna crease. That one's not exactly the same as the other side, so I'm just gonna.
Cheeks are sisters, not twins.
That's eyebrows.
So are cheeks. You look like a zebra.
I'm now. Oh Jesus.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Oh.
A Halloween type. Try and figure out to do a Halloween.
I've got liquid
tutorial.
latex.
I've got glow in the dark cream.
Oh, competitive.
Dreaming of a white Christmas.
Why not? You've got full face of makeup on. Ow. I'm saying.